Hi everyone! Today I would like to do something really different.
Gone on you with the pick and roll. Younger flame here in sicko mode.
I would like to make the now very famous Travis Scott burger and the famous McDonald's French fries in a home-cooked, healthier and with no additives version.
Here's my quarter pounder with lettuce, pickles, onions, ketchup, mustard, and bacon.
When my team asked Refika should do this Travis Scott burger, I said, do we really? And then when I tried, and the burger that I have came up with, and the hints and tips in the French fries, they're so beautiful that you shouldn't miss. It's the algorithms that is really exciting. It's the combination of the flavors and how we get something which has additives a lot and make it into something simple in a home-cooked and a gourmet way. If we are ready, we can start. I know everyone is watching from all over the world, and some of you may think, who the hell is Travis Scott?
Hit my essays, I need the booch. About to turn this function into binary. You can try too. Gotta go.
First of all, we start with the potato. The potato should be an old one. Some of the water should be evaporated as it rests. So if you have the chance to choose an older harvest potato, that would be good. We take the skins off and then I cut even thin slices. For each piece, I'm going to have thin square shape like this. Is it square from here? You know the McDonald's fries, so it's better if you can make it even on both sides. The thing is, like when you eat French fries, you have a burger in one hand and a French fries on the other. If it's a bigger one, you eat a bigger one. If it's a smaller one, you eat a smaller one. So on my trials, I found that this is really a perfect shape. Like you'll see from just one potato how much fries that we get, and it's very fruitful. I add the potatoes to a cup of ice. And to the cup of ice, I'm gonna add some water. The ice helps to move the starch and harden it, and so that our fries become crispier. To this, I'm going to add a tablespoon of sugar. Why? When you eat the French fries of the McDonald's, you have this sweetness. The sweetness, of course, comes from the starch. The starch turns to sugar in the mouth, but different versions of sugar is added to the fries. What we're going to do, the simple raffinated white sugar, I add 1 tablespoon and that's it. I'm not going to add honey or molasses or something. Molasses will change the color and the honey will stick. It will be nice, but the honey's burning point is so low, so it's not going to turn into something very pleasant. So this is ready to rest. I'm going to put it into the refrigerator for at least half an hour, but it's better if it's at least 1 hour or overnight. Now we come to the second step, it's the frying. For the oil, which has a smoking point around 220 to 230 degrees Celsius, is sunflower oil. To the sunflower oil, you can use any kind of oil which has a high smoking point and which you choose to use in your kitchen. It shouldn't have a heavy aftertaste. That's also something important. You can check the smoking points of oils. I can write some of them here. The second thing is, when I was a small child, when I used to go around Europe, Austria, London, the McDonald's, all the burger places would smell rather weird. And I wouldn't understand because like in Turkey, they weren't smelling like that. Then I have understood to the frying oils, they were adding some animal fats and things that gives the feeling of animal fats to increase the flavor and give the fries a meaty feeling. But I don't want to use any additives or preserves which I don't understand. So what I want to do is, in Turkey we have something called kavurma and we use the animal fat for preserve. And from that method, I asked the butcher to give me beef fat. So I also add this. This is going to melt and become a part of the frying oil. In the middle, there's going to be cartilage. And in Turkey, in Anatolia especially, people love it. When they're making kavurma, they take that part away and eat it like popcorn. As you can see, it's going to go smaller. Now I look at the degrees. It's 172 degrees. I'm going to take it around 180 to 85. You can say, Refika, we don't have that kind of fat and we don't have that kind of butchers that can give us that kind of fat. Then for the burger, we're going to have some kind of smoked cured meat. What is cured meat? A meat that goes through the process. I'm going to use this instead of bacon because in Turkey we don't have bacon. I'm going to put this inside. So if you don't have like a big chunk of fat, you can add 2-3 prosciuttos or a bit of beef, an extra from the burger. It will also increase the flavors. Now, until this comes to 180 degrees, what I'm going to do, I have my fries here, I'm going to dry them. I have a towel here, I take the fries out, and this is just one potato that I have, but I'm going to fry it in 2 batches. Because if the oil has water, it will explode.
It will get angry.
It will get angry, and we don't want it to be angry. This is going to be a rather colder frying. I make it into 180 degrees and I want to show you how I measure it. I put a wooden spoon at the middle. It starts to bubble after 2 seconds. If it does bubble immediately, it's hotter. If it doesn't bubble at all, it's low heat. So, can you hear the meat taste?
I was out when I came in, you can feel it.
I smell it.
It was 180 degrees and I want to show you. It became 134. Falls down rather a lot. Why do we make it to a lower heat first? The reason is we want the potato to be crunchy outside and creamy inside. But if we make it to a high heat and fry it, the water gets stuck in the middle, and then after just you fry it, the water tries to get out and our potatoes go blue like that. The interesting thing is, this last year, the Turkish potatoes that we're using started to be worse. In the old days, we didn't have such a problem. They have played with the potato seeds, then the quality have changed. When you take the potatoes out, they're still yellow. They shouldn't turn to brown, so it's around 3.5 to 4 minutes. To fry the second round, when you look at the oil, it's 140 degrees. So when you add the second one, don't add it immediately. Turn on the heat a little and let it get hotter for half a minute to 1 minute. Now, I take the excess oil out. I take it to the rack so that they have air going around them and the excess water can still evaporate. These are cooling down, and as they're cooling down, they kind of look sad like this, but it's okay, it's normal. These are going to go to the freezer for 15 minutes and then I'm going to refry them. But if you want to make more and keep for the other times that you want to use, these will stay in the fridge for about 6 months. Freeze them first on the tray and then put them into the plastic bag, and they're going to be as good and maybe better than the store-bought ones. Until these babies rest in the freezer for 15 minutes, I'm going to prepare everything about the burger, and in 20 minutes we're going to be able to eat the burger and the fries. For the smoky flavor of the potatoes, I'm going to have another Refika trick. Here I have this smoked meat and a tablespoon of salt. Wow. Now all the beautiful taste of that meat went to the salt. I'm going to dust my fries with this one to give that meaty flavor. A teaspoon of the salt will go to the meat, also increasing the flavor of the meat. I'm going to make 2 burgers, 250 grams of single grind meat from around the ribs. And I'm going to have half a teaspoon of pepper. I also will add 1 egg, a tablespoon of breadcrumbs. If you don't have it, like grind a biscuit or something and add it, it will work. Normally, when I make most similar burger, I add sodium bicarbonate to the meat to make it more like a processed meat. But this is when I really want to make exactly the same meat of McDonald's. But I wanted a gourmet version, and I am going to mix it. And you might say, Refika, why did you add breadcrumbs to the meat? For some people, the meat becomes really heavy, and this makes it more balanced and it's easier to handle as well.
It's a very Turkish way, actually.
Yes, for example, in the borders of Turkey right now, we have over 350 different kinds of meatballs, so we know how to make really tasty meatballs. I'm not going to mix them very well though. So this is ready. I'm going to make 2 patties. In Turkey, we still don't have Travis Scott burger. We have the quarter pounder. I ordered the quarter pounder and tested that. The buns are ready. Let them rest for a few minutes. For the burger, we need cheese. They have just like 2 slices, but because our slices are smaller, I'm going to use 4. And we have 1 onion. I'm going to use, for each burger, 1/5 of it. I'm thinly slicing it. Normally, McDonald's onions are really sweet, but for the taste, I don't want to do it. If you like specifically that, you can add like a little bit of sugar, but I really don't want to. There's a bit of lettuce. I've cleaned my knife before I get into that, and I chop the lettuces. And there's the pickle of McDonald's. Normally, the McDonald's pickles are small gherkins, but in the gherkins, there is always a taste of kapari, which makes it very distinctive and different. So I'm going to have like 3 kapari flakes with the gherkins and add them and mix them. Now I have my pickles, cheese, onion, lettuce, and 2 slices of smoked meat. Depending on your belief system and where you live, you can use bacon, other things that you like eating. And I'm going to cut the bun totally. When you're making a burger, cast iron is really important. And I am going to put it just in the middle. Like this. I want these babies to be crunchy, so I'm adding it from the beginning. I am turning the patty on the other side and to a different place because there's this great flavor here. And I put my bread here.
I'm gonna interrupt, but you forgot the fries.
How many minutes? Yes, how many minutes?
Well,
I'm going to put 2 cheese to the bottom bun and then another 2 cheeses to the meat. Now, I put the bun here and on top the burger. I put these here. And then the onions, the pickles, and the lettuce. Now,
That's a mountain.
to this mountain, there's some mustard and ketchup to the bread. And the fire alarm is on. And the burger is ready. Now the burger is ready, we go to the oil. The oil is 220 degrees. I've added the meat again when it was warming up. And now I'm adding the fries. It could be a bigger batch, but what I'm going to do, I don't want the heat to be lowered, so I put it into the highest heat. Now the fries are ready. Oh, some edges are darker than McDonald's fries, but you can hear the crunchiness here. And immediately we need the salt. This shouldn't be crowded. If it is crowded, it's going to lose its humidity. If you like the series and you want the bun, you want the homemade Sprite or the barbecue sauce, please tell us. If you like it, I'm going to make it. For the fries, when we cut it, we have to be like crunchy inside and creamy in the middle. And have this voice. I have to tell you, until I was trying to make the McDonald's fries, I wasn't really aware because in Turkey, I should say they are not doing it so well. I had to show you the one that I had in the challenge, the fries that they have sent me. It was so bad. But I have understood what they are achieving and it's wonderful. He now lost his face color and they are looking at it and eating cheese. Okay, Burak, you should eat with me. Let's try it. And the fries.
they're just perfect. And about the burger, I'm sorry, I don't know Travis Scott, but I know he knows how to eat his burger.
If no one watches us on YouTube, we can make a burger place, huh? That we can do.
And doner.
And doner one, yeah. In a classical Travis Scott menu, there's the burger, fries, the barbecue sauce, and the Sprite. And it costs $6. And in Turkey, when we prepared it for 2 buns, so it's $12 if we buy it in US, and in Turkey, the cost was about $7. So we have a $5 advantage and a super taste. Guys, please tell us if you like these kind of things or what other things you would like. Please write them down and please press like. It's how we live on, and share it with your loved ones. And for now, take care. That's it.